I'm back, and I'm better than ever. I'm back. Eric Bischoff, guys, is back talking rubbish. Or is he? Is he? Bischoff normally talks some good stuff, but you know, a lot of the marks out there, a lot of the AEW marks, damn it, the Tony Khan Bum Boys are going to probably disagree for AEW, but let's see how Eric Bischoff reacted to this, because he's reacted to CM Punk being fired from AEW. During this podcast, WWE Hall of Famer and former WCW president Eric Bischoff gave his thoughts on CM Punk being fired from AEW, and I quote, "I was happy for AEW. I think as unfortunate as the situation is, I've been very clear about my opinion of CM Punk from the day he showed up and predicted it was going to be a financial flop. And we can debate that, I guess, but it was a flop. It was a bad investment, it was a bad choice, and I think it would have been better in the long run had Tony made this decision months ago when Punk had his meltdown in that press conference and made Tony look like a complete buffoon in the process. I would have pulled the trigger then had it been me, but it wasn't me, and I wasn't familiar with all those circumstances, all of the issues. There have been a lot of things I didn't know. Still don't know, as you pointed out earlier. So my first reaction is, man, I really wish we'd done it sooner, but I was happy for Tony that he did it. I think Tony needed to draw a line in the sand, you know. At some point you need to be a leader, and sometimes being a leader is really, really painful because there's no good decision. There's only a correct decision, and the correct decision was to let him go. It's going to sting. It's probably going to be a little uncomfortable, probably in a lot of ways that aren't obvious to us, but it had to be done. It wasn't going to get better. It wasn't like Punk was going to wake up one day and decide to be a team player. That clearly wasn't going to happen. So at what point do you just go, you know, I've had enough? So Bischoff in the camp of AEW, in the camp of Tony Khan. And you know what, right? I think there is like a genuine argument that Khan has made the right decision, right? Because if he doesn't get rid of Punk, he probably would have to get rid of literally, you know, the Young Bucks, Omega, Perry, Hangman Page, and he's obviously going to pick them over Punk. That's the reality. Of course, CM Punk is a massive draw, and I think he got hard done by. Everyone's just. It just appears like everyone's just fucking ganged up on him in AEW, to be honest, right? And made a mountain out of a molehill. But I can see Bischoff's point of view absolutely at the same time. I absolutely can. But he also did comment on Tony Khan's statement, and he says, and I quote, "I think somebody on Tony's legal team wrote that statement for him, and I said it because of the for cause, pointing out that he was terminated for cause. That's legal terminology. Saying that was fearful for people backstage and in fear of his life. Have you not seen Punk fight in UFC? Anybody that he is not going to be afraid of for his life. That's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous statement to make, but it's a good legal statement to make, isn't it? It's like the professional wrestling version of the Castle Doctrine law in Florida. You know, it's like, I was in fear of my life, shot the guy, not cool. Not guilty, cool. It's whatever. Look, he probably had to do that, right? He was probably instructed by the legal team to do that. I would be surprised if they didn't actually write it for him, and therefore some of that silliness about being in fear for his life and all that, that's probably where that came from. Now, that's not to say, again, I agree with the fact you had to terminate him, because if something like that happened again, as we covered at the beginning of the show, now it's a pattern. Now a jury is going to take a look like, well, wait a minute, this happens with you guys all the time, and nothing really happens, so you're kind of condoning it. End of quote. Yeah. Problem is though, is it going to go to a jury? Probably not. Some guy commented, said financial flop was Bischoff joining TNA with Hogan and Co. Well, I mean, Hogan and Bischoff got rich out of it. TNA probably didn't, but I mean, come on. TNA was great when all those guys joined. I think people need to wake up and smell the fucking coffee, guys. But anyway, CM Punk has come out. Oh no, Bischoff, sorry, has come out and absolutely buried CM Punk. So what do you guys think? Is CM Punk in the wrong? Is Eazy-E in the wrong? Or is Tony Khan? Is that dirty dog? Is Tony Khan in the wrong, guys? We'll have to wait and see. But until next time, peace.